Hey everybody, Wendy Devereaux here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a couple of pieces that can be used as either candlestick holders or vases. So if you would like to see how I do them, then please keep watching. Well, I'm just going to run quickly through a couple of the items that I'm going to be using. I will leave a complete list in my description box below, and I will point them out as I'm applying them to my piece so that I can get on with the video. I'm using a couple of vases, and I'm using a couple of these round mirror candle holders. I made a little template for myself, and you'll see what I'm going to be doing with those in a minute. Okay, so my inspiration is coming from all of those really pretty tumblers on Pinterest. The people are making them with epoxy resin. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to do one of my candle holders slash vase for this video. And I'm going to be using an Elmers clear glue. So the first thing that I did was I kind of drew out a little template for myself, kind of like I do with my paintings, right? And it's up to you, whatever design that you want. And what I want to do is have the glitter on the inside of this vase and then paint over it to seal it. And Petal is blessed. She's got an awesome channel. I know that she paints the inside of her vases all the time. And then they're just gorgeous, right? They're shiny always. You don't see any paint lines. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to tape my template onto my vase. And at the bottom of a vase, there's always that gap, like there's that piece of glass down there. So I want it to start about there. And we're not working on the outside of this vase, so it doesn't matter about fingerprints. You want to make sure the inside of your vase is completely clean. This template is going to help guide me where I'm going to be painting my Elmer's glue on the inside. And then I'm going to be applying my glitter first, because if you're doing it from the inside, whatever you want to show in the front, of course, you have to apply that first. And that's why I'm applying my glitter before my paint. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Elmer's glue to this tray here. And now this is quite runny, so I don't want to apply a lot because I don't want it to pull on me after I apply my glitter. I want it to stay in place. So I'm going to put a fairly thin coat of it on, and I'm going to follow, I think if I started down here, and see, I don't know if you guys can see this or not because I am videoing this with my phone, but what I'm doing is I'm following that template from the inside with my glue. And if I have to go into a point, what I'm doing is I'll go like this with my brush and then go sideways like that, okay? So if you go flat, and then if you want to go into a point, just kind of twist your brush. I'm gonna finish adding my Elmer's glue to the inside of my vase using my template as a guide, and then I'll bring you back to add the glitter. Okay, you guys, so I've gone all the way around and I am going to remove very carefully my template. I apologize, it's summertime, the neighbor's dogs are barking, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so we're going to add some of the mint extra fine, and whatever you want for sure to come out in the forefront, you guys, you want to apply that first, because whatever you apply behind it is going to be behind it. And I'm thinking that the colors in my painting is very romantic, very soft. So I want more of the pink. So this is the rose gold extra fine glitter, Recollections. And I'm just gonna sprinkle a little of that on. And remember too, you don't want to cover up all of your Elmer's glue before you get the last of your glitter on. You want to make sure that you leave some of the glue exposed to get all of the different types of glitter in there, right? So now there should be still a little bit of Elmer's glue, and I'm going to, this is the rose gold chunky, and I'm just going to add a bit of that in there. Well, once this is all dry, I will bring you back and we will go on to the next step. Okay, so I went ahead and I just brushed out the extra glitter on the inside. I didn't touch the inside with my hand. And then I just used a paintbrush, I got rid of that, and then I used the soft brush on my vacuum cleaner like I do on my paintings. And it's looking pretty nice. I like it. There's some spots that the glitter didn't adhere to the clear Elmer's glue, but I think I'm going to be good with that because the pink paint will show through that, right? So I'm going to be using the blush pink that I used in my previous painting. And I think the best way to do this, guys, is do a couple, 2 or 3 thin coats of paint. You don't want to put a lot in here because you don't want it to start running down your vase and pulling it. I mean, it's different when you're painting a flat surface, it just stays there. But when you have it upright like this and your paint is too thick, it's going to start running down. It's going to start pulling off. So the best thing would be for thin layers. And I'm just going to start painting it here. I'm not going to bother painting the bottom of my vase. And then doing this is going to seal in the glitter. Now, when you come to the design with the glitter, you may have to just kind of push your brush down like I'm doing here, just to get it all in there. And then again. Okay, there's our first layer of pink paint. I think that's going to look really, really pretty. So I'm going to let that completely dry. I'll either put on 2 or just 1 more coat. I'll let you know how many coats of paint I ended up putting on here. But I want to make sure that this is completely dry first. And It's pretty thin. It's a pretty thin layer in there, you guys, so I should not have any pull from my paint. Okay, you guys, so our paint on the inside it's almost dry. I'm going to continue on to the next step. And I ended up putting 3 thin layers of paint in there. And it's looking really, really sharp. I like it. And now I want to cover up this part of the vase because, of course, you can't paint that from the inside, right? So we're going to cover that up with some mini mirror tiles. And I have a bunch of odds and ends left over from a lot of my other projects that I'm just going to use up for this. And you can get these from Amazon. And I usually get mine from Dollarama, but they have not had them in months. So what I want to do right now is I want to do a row of 2 on the bottom, and then I'm going to do a row of 2 on the top. But where I want to start, I want to figure out where the front of my vase is going to be, and I think that would be a nice front look. And then I'm just going to flip it over and start my mini tiles here, because when I come around, most likely there's going to be a gap, because these mini tiles, it doesn't happen very often that they line up properly, right? And you can't cut them. So I've scored off, I've got a row of 2 here that I had scored off. It was part of my package in there. So now I'm not going to glue these on, you guys. But you know, if it's something for your home, I would just take the time to put a little glue on there. Let's make sure they're on there nice and straight. Oh, there. And this is what I mean about a gap. So I'm going to have to figure out something to put there to cover that gap up. And that won't be a big deal. I'll show you what I do that once I think about what I want to do with it. Okay, so now I want to put a row of 2 up top here as well. And this particular vase has kind of a little bit of a lip here. I need to come down from that lip because there's too big of a bump right here in order to place my mini tiles. So I'm just going to start right underneath that little bump. And start right about where I started on the bottom. Okay, that's looking pretty sharp. So I have these little round mirrors, and I think that they are actually little candle holders that I want to spruce up a little bit for my vase here, because I want to have the option of using this as a candle holder or a vase for some silk flowers. I am going to add some glitter to the rhinestones around here. And I'm going to be using some of my Mod Podge in my big bucket here. And I'm just going to add just a little bit to my tray here. And we're going to be using the same glitters as in my in the vases. We're going to use the extra fine rose gold, the chunky rose gold, and some of the mint. And I'm just going to put a layer of Mod Podge over top of these rhinestones. Then I'm going to first, I think, add some of the mint. And I think I'm going to put some chunky on there. You just want to make sure when you're adding your glitter that you don't add too much of any one kind if you want to add more to it. Otherwise, you're going to cover up all of your Mod Podge. And some of the fine. And you can always add more later if you feel that you want to have some more of a different glitter, right? So, okay, that's already looking much, much better. Okay, and now I'm going to, I've got these beads, you guys, from Michael's, and I already cut the strands off, but they're just in the bead section of Michael's, right? And I think I'm just going to add a couple here and there around here with my hot glue gun here. And I think ooh, there. That's pretty. Just got to get rid of the little cobwebs. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to introduce some of these flameless candles that I have. I've had them for years. You can get them anywhere. And I'm going to spruce them up a little bit so that they go with this pink set. And these ones are made of wax. You can get the ones that are, I don't know what they are, what they're made of, but they're harder. They're like a plastic, and they always turn yellow on you. So when I get the ones in the actual candle wax, I'm a lot happier with those because they don't tend to turn yellow on you. So I'm hoping that the Mod Podge will stick to it. I've just added some more Mod Podge to my tray here, and I'm going to add some glitter onto these flameless candles. So I'm going to add a little bit of the mint. Kind of want it a little heavier on the bottom, and then going a little lighter up top. And same with the extra fine rose gold. And my chunky rose gold, heavier on the bottom and just a little bit up top. Okay, so the Mod Podge and glitter is sticking really well to the wax. I'm pleasantly surprised. And I am going to seal it in with another layer of Mod Podge. Let's clean off the bottom. There, so we'll just let that dry. Now, I've also decided that I want to seal in my paint on the inside of my vase with some Mod Podge. And I know you guys can't really see this. But here, I'll just do a couple of strokes with the Mod Podge. There. Okay. I have put a nice thin, even layer of Mod Podge on the inside of my vase to seal my paint. It'll be easier for cleaning, right? Okay, so I didn't realize that my phone was not on record. So what I'm doing right now, you guys, is filling in that gap that was left behind from my mini tiles not lining up, right? And what I decided to do was use some of this this bling sticker sheet. This is another, it comes in the Recollections package that I get from Michael's, and it comes in one big sheet, and this is just my leftovers that I have from other projects. And what I decided to do, why I'm using the little round gems, is because this is the piece that I am going to be using if I use this as a candle holder, right? And it already has the little round gems on it. So I like that idea of using the little round ones. And rather than just putting the stickers, these little gem stickers, in where the gap is, I'm putting them on all four. I know these aren't corners because this is a round object, but you know what I'm saying. I'm putting it so that it doesn't look like this was an afterthought. And I put the 4 on the top, and I actually really like that look. And I've got 2 so far on the bottom. And what I'm doing is putting them, I'll just cut 2 more here. I'm putting them in on opposite sides of one another. And then this way too, it doesn't look like an afterthought, right? Like you can fill in the gap, but in the case of this project, I wouldn't just fill it in, because it would, to me anyway, it would look like an afterthought. So I'm going to come down from where that one is, and I'm just sticking these on, you guys. If I was using these in my home, or if you're doing stuff like this to sell, you would definitely want to glue all this stuff down. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just using the adhesive back to give you a look at it and to give you some ideas, right? So yeah, I really like that look, actually, with that extra little bit on there. And then with this on top of it, that's going to look really, really pretty. Okay, you guys, here's the finished look. I am really, really pleased with the way these turned out. I am definitely going to be doing more of these. Like, that is so, so pretty. Yeah, they so remind me of those tumblers that I see on Pinterest that are just absolutely gorgeous. And where the glitter did not adhere to the clear Elmer's glue, that worked out perfectly because I really like the way the paint pokes through in those areas. And putting the Mod Podge and the glitter on these flameless candles, you guys, perfect. That stuff's not going anywhere. Like, that looks really, really good. I love the way that turned out. Yeah, I'm just so pleased. You'll see some, you'll see that's going around all of the spots with my glitter, and that is the glue. But you know what? I really like the way that that turned out. It's kind of a really neat effect on these candle holders slash vases, right? Because remember, I did not glue this on, and then that gives you the option of using them as a vase. So many options, you guys. So many options. Here, I'm just bringing in again because I just love that technique. That is just so cool. I can't wait to do more of these. Oh my God, seriously. It's going to be some of my DIYs that go with my paintings, right? Yeah, very, very pretty, you guys. Okay, so if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and you will be notified when I upload all my future videos. And always, you guys, always, I do so appreciate you taking the time to watch, and God bless.